Will R-Truth get back into the driver's seat? Okay, I feel like R-Truth is stuck at the DMV right now, and there's something going on with his license, bitch, okay, because he's definitely not driving in regards to this whole new character, storyline, this whole new reveal when it came to Ron Killings. What has happened to that momentum? What has happened to that storyline? Like, what has happened to R-Truth just that quick, ladies and gentlemen? It is almost like he was really going somewhere with this new turn, but then John Cena came out of nowhere and told him, hey, you need to be a good little boy. I want to see the old R-Truth. And immediately, ladies and gentlemen, R-Truth went back to having dementia. R-Truth went back to having Alzheimer's, and bitch, it's just giving us the same thing. It's just like, okay, y'all got us. Why did you rehire R-Truth? Why did you bring R-Truth back to give us a sampler of what could be, but then you renege, you relegate it back to R-Truth literally being slow. No shade, no tea to the ID community. But we have R-Truth literally doing the same old dumb shtick. And now all of a sudden, he's in the driver's seat, but he don't know the difference between Dublin, Ireland and Dublin, Georgia. What the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, I thought R-Truth was in the driver's seat. At least with Jacob Fatu, when he said he is all gas, no brakes, he's actually driving somewhere. I don't know how this is happening, but he's actually driving somewhere. R-Truth is still stuck in the parking lot, bitch. Somebody did something to his motor and his carburetor. What happened? Did they revise R-Truth contracts in a way to pretty much tell him, okay, hey, maybe we'll think about giving you a little bit more money, but you pretty much gotta shut up about this, like this whole like unfair treatment thing, like this whole like contract 1099 PRN as needed type of situation here. Because it's very funny, R-Truth has really not even re-mentioned and or talked about what is going on now with him, with his current character work and or gimmick. He's not really even talking about what's happening in interviews like he was before. So we're just trying to figure out like what is going on with R-Truth. Why was his like his newer storyline and his newer gimmick and this newer turn, why was that sacked? Why was it just kind of like put to the sidelines here? And piggybacking off of that, we could get into what Carmelo Hayes is actually experiencing right now with this whole Miz thing. It's almost like since the Miz had other endeavors and he maybe had to do other things outside of the WWE, it was like since the Miz wasn't going to be making it to Monday Night Raw and or SmackDown or wherever he needed to be, like Carmelo had to sit out as well, because it's like, oh, well, the Miz isn't here and, you know, you guys are Mellow, don't Miz. So it's just like, you know, if he's not going to be here, we don't have anything for you to do either. It's like, huh? What? And then within the storyline, you got the Miz playing him. And he just cannot get, like, no real shots. And you got the Miz going to the different big heads, going to Adam Pearce and going to Nick Aldis, behind his back, scheduling stuff and doing all of this, stealing pins. It's like, I don't know. And then on top of that, you had the fans actually calling for Carmelo Hayes, like, where is he? Why is he not? What is happening here? Okay, we're not seeing him. Like, we know he just got married. Again, congratulations, Kalani. Bop, bop, bop. But the fans were at one point calling for justice for Carmelo. So it's just like, bitch. We're going to move along into something that I do find to be a positive, something that is pretty good. Charlotte Flair getting her own doll. Okay, I really think it's fab that, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair now both have little dolls running around that look like crackheads and stuff like that. Like, crazy work is what's happening here. But I told you guys a while ago that Charlotte's return was not well accepted. The fans did really not hold back when it came to booing her and like really showing her how they felt. And even though she was a heel and, Charlotte did need the heel heat, I really don't know why she couldn't take it. I really don't know. I really don't know how that dynamic works. But anyway, they immediately started working on a plan to get Charlotte back in the good graces of the fans, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they did. And they teamed her up with Alexa Bliss. Charlotte and Alexa, they're doing the big sis, little sis, the annoying type of like, oh my God, girl, you get on my nerves, but we're going to play along to get along. That is what they're giving me, and it's actually working. The WWE, brilliant in this way to revisit the storyline with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair all the way from 2021 when Alexa Bliss gave her the actual doll, ladies and gentlemen, that Charlotte regifted Alexa for her recent birthday here in 2025. That was dope. And I really think this whole, crackhead doll thing, like this whole like kind of voodoo doll thing with them, like we're not best friends, but we are really friends. Like I really think it works, and it kind of crazily solidifies them as a tag team. Y'all know I like the cohesiveness. I love when they're bringing two people together and they're molding them in a way as to where, okay, we can tell that they are a tag team. They have slogans, they have a whole gimmick here. It's not feeling like two separate people are coming out and they've been forced to work together, even though that's kind of what's happened here. But anyway, I'm here for it. I love the dolls. I love the t-shirts. I love the merch. I love how Charlotte still thinks she is like the centerpiece here. She's the center of attraction. And Alexa Bliss is like trying to humble her. And like through this, the crowd is like slowly but surely accepting Charlotte. Charlotte is like saving Alexa Bliss and like showing up for her in moments where, there's desperation and all that type of thing. So we are here for that. Just some quick fire things before we end this video. I do find it that the people out there maybe nitpicking a little bit, but then again, it's like, if WWE is doing all of this extra, and charging us $30 to see PLEs now on ESPN, then baby, the people can nitpick all they want. Okay, but it's just given, I'm seeing that people are saying, and I guess people are realizing now that Tiffany Stratton is not all that great at cutting promos. The people are saying that Rhea Ripley is still boring. I don't know how this is working, but this is what the people are saying. Becky Lynch is overhyped, and the people are not liking her new entrance music. I don't know. I don't really know. I just was thinking like the long like coats, those like elongated bubble coats, like those polar coats that she be wearing. Like it's either like, baby, you cold or you hot. Like you don't have no sleeves, your arms are out, but then this coat is like sweeping the ground. And it's like, it's polarized. Like, are we like, we Antarctica, the North Pole? I didn't know what we were given. But anyway, the people are saying that Jade Cargill is still a little flat. And she's not all that believable. So the people are saying that she maybe needs to like work on that. I don't know. The people are boo-hooing over Stephanie Valkyr, a.k.a. Stephanie Velcro, getting screwed over the world title in Paris. The people are saying it was a rare Sunday PLE and she was screwed out of her chance to... And it's like, babies, Naomi is pregnant. Okay, like girl, like, I really don't even know. Like, for me, Stephanie Valkyr came out of nowhere, baby. She came out of nowhere like a RKO. And like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what was that? Was there anybody already in line before? I mean, I know that people are saying we're giving a lot of repeat with this whole Rhea and Io thing, and they need to like literally start from scratch. And we need some new faces in new places. I get it. But the Stephanie Valkyrie thing is kind of like overnight for me. I don't know. People educate me in the comment section below. Anyway, the people are relaying all of this to Triple H's horrible booking at the end of the day. It's just like people are also saying that they're noticing that when the champions become champions and they gain the titles, they are literally relegated to only doing backstage interviews and segments. The people have pointed this out with Julia. They have pointed this out with Io, and they have pointed this out with Tiffany. And I think it's a few others out there. Like, as soon as they win the belt, they are just highlighted backstage doing interviews. You know, they might have a segment in ring, and they might, like, you know, get into a small scuffle and, like, you know, get out of harm's way. But that's pretty much about it. Like, they're only really defending maybe at, like, PLEs, and or, like, there's like 2 and 3 week gaps before you actually like see them in the ring fighting. I don't know. This is what the people are saying, but I have seen points where people have pointed this out online, and it's just like, let's talk about it. Because, I mean, now maybe Naomi's pregnancy did come into play, and they kind of like knew, so they kind of maybe kept her, you know, out of that, you know, type of realm of like being injured or like harming the baby. But Naomi had the belt, and Naomi made a lot of appearances, and she did a lot of fire promos, but she was not like in the ring, like, you know, every week after she won, being a defending champion, you know. But I don't know. The people argument, some I get and some I don't get, because a lot of people too are pointing out that Triple H said in Unreal that, you know, we want our champions to be exclusive, and now in 2025 we want to have it so that the champions are highlighted and they're seen, but they don't necessarily have to fight every week, because, you know, we want to make sure that our champions are also, you know, treated very much like superstars now. And, you know, we don't want our superstars to be injured, or we don't want nothing crazy to happen to them that we can maybe prevent. And it's just like, okay, then so when they're gonna fight? Why? I mean, why? I mean, how are these opportunities gonna be presented in a believable way so that these champions are gonna have to get off of their throne and actually get in the ring and fight? Yeah, you guys, definitely hit me up in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the content. Subscribe to the Shade, okay? Hit that bell notification to be updated and notified on when I upload more content such as this. And I will see you guys in the next installment.
Ooh, I'd have been down bad in them trenches, had to ride with that stick. Ooh, who gave you pills? Who gave that dust? Pluto Central and lick.